Sweet Jesus Radio. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Sweet Jesus Radio. I'm your host, Sweet Jesus. Got my smart, beautiful, funny co-host, Candace, in the house.
The Vanna White of Sweet Jesus Radio.
Super excited about this episode, listeners. You're in for a treat. This is a new friend of mine. We have a mutual friend. We talked about putting him on the show. I've seen him online doing a lot of great things for the cannabis world, if you will. Something I'm not really versed on, but that's what we have him here, to educate people. He's a cannabis advocate, cannabis farmer with an F, the F word. He makes cool T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to share the story. He shared some weird story about one of the T-shirts, but I don't know if it's safe to talk about. The one I'm wearing right now, I just got this one. I want to welcome to the show, Mike Castro.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? No crowd, no cameras.
No crowd. It's right there. It's right
there. What's up, everybody?
From Legalize EP.
Yeah,
Am I saying it right?
Legalize EP. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So the listeners, as soon as you hear Legalize, you kind of already know what it's about. We already said cannabis, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, man, excited to hear about it. But just in general, we're going to talk about everything. I prepped you, we're going to talk about that, but we can go in all kinds of different directions. But how was your day so far, sir? Good,
man. Good. It was a good day. Sunday, I worked all week, but today I got to wake up and go attend to some beautiful ladies this morning, Got to see about 12 different ladies. And by ladies, I mean cannabis, bro. Got to go over here to the first farm out here in El Paso, Texas, growing weed or growing cannabis,
Word?
Yeah, we're the first ones out here doing it, and yeah.
Who's we? Go into more detail.
So, by me, I mean me and my beautiful wife over here, Valerie, but also our business partner.
Shouts to Valerie in the back.
Hell yeah. She's actually the head grower, man. She's the one who's...
She's the roller today also.
The HBIC.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
She's doing it all, man.
What's B?
Boss. Okay. Boss big.
I'm getting tired of the BITCH word. Bad bitch. Bad.
No, but yeah,
Boss
man.
Babes.
Boss babes. There
Boss
you go.
babes.
Boss
Okay.
babes. There you go.
Continue. I'm sorry, sir. That happens a lot too. I interrupt a lot.
Head babe in charge.
Yeah, man. But also
So
our
it's
business
you and
partners.
Valerie.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and Valerie
And your
our
business partners. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, shit. Okay, I want to talk more about that. We're going to go into detail. Go ahead and do your thing with that as well. Listeners, if you're watching the video, I'll let you watch the video. That's going to be my way of trying to bring people to watch the YouTube videos instead of just the audio.
Wait, quick shout out to Dominic Dolores.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll talk about it. Our first YouTube hater comment. she cut deep on it.
Dude, she went hard.
But shit. Give us a little bit about your background, bro. Where you grew up.
Cool.
Where you were born. Where'd you go to school. Little shit like that. I don't know how you look at it, but I've always found, at least for me, honestly, I do this podcast for myself, and it's fun. I share it. That's just a bonus. I do it to have fun, and I like knowing about people's backgrounds, bro.
For sure.
I get a kick out of that shit. It gives me an insight to the person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, man, whenever you'd like to start, just in general.
Cool. Yeah, I think my background's pretty interesting for the most part, at least in my perspective. I'm born and raised in El Paso, Texas.
All right, fuck yeah.
Been here my whole life.
Oh yeah.
When I was 18 though, so I played sports, went to Riverside High School, good
Oh
kid.
my God,
Oh, shit.
Same.
Oh yeah, Riverside High School, what year?
Oh, dude, I'm old. I graduated 07.
Are you still covering your hair?
07. So
A little bit.
I graduated in 13. Do you know John Castro or anything like that?
No, it doesn't
No?
sound familiar.
Okay. Nah, no worries. But yeah, so I went to
I'm
Riverside
sure he's
High
cool.
School. Yeah, he's cool, dude.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But played sports, man. Didn't even actually smoke weed in high school at all.
Same.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, didn't smoke. Like I was a good.
It just
kid,
never you just never were interested or.
I was all about sports. I was really good at football, really good at basketball, track.
But even with that being said,
I'll
you
ball
went
you
to
up, bro.
Riverside. Like it was,
Yeah.
like at
It was
Riverside,
around. It was
yeah.
around. But
Didn't matter if you were sports or not.
Just the way my parents were like, don't do that. Very. I was a good kid. My wife will tell you. I've been with her since I was in 8th grade.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's funny, man, because going,
cute.
part of our being together, I used to break up with her because of this, because she used to smoke weed all the time.
Bad
oh my
influence.
God, you were one of those?
Yeah, I was one of those. So
I used to be one of those.
I'm done.
I've broken up
He's
with
all,
girls
it's
over
me
that
or
shit.
weed. She's all,
Yep.
I'm still one of those. I'm still one of those.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. So
it's
it's just crazy to like be where I'm at now. And honestly, man, like especially now, like where I'm at now, all of my friends back in high school, things like that, they look at me different because they're like, you didn't smoke weed. Like,
Yeah, you're not real.
You're not true to
real.
this.
But it's like, bro, like I'm educated.
People
man. Like,
people
it's-
get into it at different times and
Yeah.
different. Everybody has a different path and journey.
Exactly.
Joe Rogan didn't start smoking until he was 30, dog.
Right,
At 30
bro.
years old.
Right.
No
it's like,
way.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
he's one of the biggest, well-known,
Yeah,
celebrity potheads. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, bro. And so yeah, man. I tore my ACL senior year
shit.
in high school, man. So I was on pain medication. I actually deal with like ulcers, stomach ulcers and
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
So when they were giving me hydrocodone and stuff after my surgery, it was making me throw up, man. I was starting to
man.
lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
Your body
mood
was
swings, too.
rejecting
Yeah,
it.
it was
Yeah.
real bad. So finally, my cousin was like, "Hey, man, smoke some weed. Just try it out." You know, I
The
was like,
devil's
hey,
lettuce.
man.
You know,
Hey, man.
really,
Get high, man.
you know, it's true because I wasn't playing. I couldn't play sports, right? I was all sad. I was all like, man, I can't play basketball.
got no job?
Right? Got no.
You ain't got
can't-
shit to
Can't
do.
do nothing, right? And when you're a senior in high school and you're all about sports, like you think like, oh, that's my future. I want to go
Right.
play sports. That's
Yeah.
a dream, right? But yeah, man, I remember the first time I smoked weed. I honestly fell in love with it, like instantly. It was.
Oh, really?
It was quick. Took like one hit. The pain in my leg was gone.
Oh,
Fell
shit.
asleep. Ate.
That'll help.
Didn't
That'll
throw
do
up, and boom. And
Yeah.
literally, like that's all it took. It's something that's not like crazy. Like
It's more like a health thing.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like, hey, like my knee's in pain. I'm going through recovery, and I need something. And
Instead of taking these damn pills.
yeah, man. So there's that, and that's really what started me, like just on my cannabis journey. I got arrested at 18, right out of high school, freshman at UTEP.
For weed?
Yeah, for weed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Possession?
3
shit?
grams. 3 grams of weed. Changed my
Dude.
entire life.
Yeah.
Dude, you're telling me. I got,
Changed my
A
entire
little
life.
bit, a little bit, like a little.
It is crazy, man.
Mine wasn't weed, but it was like this much, and it changed my whole life.
They had a whole FBI
Yeah.
thing
No
about
way.
me. They thought I was one of the biggest drug dealers in El Paso. Like I'm not
Off
even
3
kidding.
grams?
Yeah, because apparently I was selling, right? I was selling at the time. So they thought I was like, moving pounds, and it's just like, bro, like I'm selling grams so I can, you
Yeah.
know, just buy
Smoke
some more
for
weed
free.
so I can smoke.
Yeah.
It pays for itself.
Right, it pays for itself. I'm a smart businessman, 18 years old. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, you were, man.
Young entrepreneur.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's how it starts. A lot of
It does.
entrepreneurial cats.
But yeah,
Little
man.
street shit.
And I remember that when I got arrested, man, I had to go through all that probation, AA.
Yeah.
I knew. I remember I used to tell my wife too all the time. I used to tell my family, I'm like, this is the worst thing that El Paso did. Because at the time, all this, one of my cousins who has multiple sclerosis, she's basically on her, her deathbed at this point in her
Ugh.
life while I'm being arrested for weed. And her life is actually being saved because of this plant.
Right.
She lives right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh,
So
for
she's
real?
been a medical patient there for years.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And she's like 35 now, and she's like, you wouldn't even be able to tell that she has multiple sclerosis, and it's
Really?
all because of cannabis.
Hell yeah, that's the shit that I am more excited about.
Yeah,
The
man.
health benefits, because I don't party with that shit, but
For sure, definitely.
and by now, nowadays, the internet's been around for a long time now, so people are educated. So we're not gonna necessarily, speak on shit that people probably don't already know. For the most part, there's still
Right.
haters though. There's still a lot of people against it.
oh,
I
for
think
sure.
a lot
So
of it is
the
people
more
really
information we put out there, the better.
don't know though. Like people are just like, it's a drug, it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're choosing to be ignorant. You know what I mean? They're
True.
That's
sure.
the information's out there. So I mean, that's just them. It could be religion, politics, whatever the case may be.
information is out there, exactly how you're saying.
Yeah. People just choose to be. It's tribalism also. It's like I'm just team. Well, my political party's against
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
so I got to be against it.
Right.
Or my religion's against that, so I got to be against it.
Right.
Or
Your
whatever.
friends, your influences.
My dad was a pothead and he was lazy and he neglected us or something like that. Like those stereotypes. You know
Your
what I
dad
mean?
was just a piece of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Instead of like looking at the actual facts, like it's not the weed. It's just dad's a piece of shit. But like people are, they
just
have.
sucked.
But people, like I always say on the podcast, I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm not, and I don't have all the answers. But most people are dumb. Like you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
in general. And I hate saying like that, but it's just they don't want to open their minds up to just different ways of thinking, different perspectives. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, you're lost. But let's get with like-minded people. You know what I mean? And everybody else can, suck a dick. But but you know what I mean? If you're a closed-minded fuck, this episode or this podcast in general is not for you.
Dominant Dolores.
Okay, man. So where did we go from there? Okay, so So you went to Riverside.
Yep. Got arrested.
Did you have both parents?
Yes, both parents.
How was your? So you were a jock. You said in high school.
Yes, a jock. Exactly.
What happened after the arrest, or how long? Because I've been there, man. I had to go to NA and all kinds of shit.
Year and a half.
How do your parents feel about weed? Like back then, I'm sure maybe now it's changed, but
They were upset. They were really mad at me, disappointed. Dad had real bad anxiety, man, super bad. Got really bad anxiety after that. You know, just I guess he never feared for one of his children having to we were good kids, man. We played that good kid role. Didn't go out. Right. That whole thing. And when I got arrested, man, he was just kind of scared for me, really truly scared for his son, my future, what was gonna happen to me, and it sucks. But now my dad smokes weed with me.
Nice.
So it's like a complete,
One person at a time.
yeah, exactly, man. So when I got arrested, man, I had to go through all that. My parents, they're really sad. My family, that was the biggest one. And even till this day, and I'll talk a little bit about that because recently one of my uncles passed away. And I, saw a couple uncles from my family that I haven't seen in a long time. And, I'll get into that a little bit. But my family, that was really where I started getting treated really differently. People started treating me differently. One of my close tias, cousins started looking at me differently.
super black sheepy.
Yeah, and it's just for what, I grew up in a family that's all boys, essentially cousins are all boys, on my mom's side it's all girls, but I hung out with, all the boys. So that side of the family was the, side to treat me differently, very weird, just oh, you're not going anywhere. You were a smart kid, but now look what you got to change your life around. And to me, when I got arrested, I couldn't stop thinking was, bro, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So
This is dumb.
This isn't going anywhere.
But it motivated me, all that hate, or all the that black sheep, being that black sheep of the family. Being the black sheep of the family, man, it motivated me. And I remember, we had conversations, me and my wife, we were like, yo, we're moving to Colorado. We're going to learn California, Colorado, wherever it is. We have to go learn what to do. We have to learn the ins and outs of this plant. We have to learn the industry. So as soon as I was off probation, man, literally, as soon as I was off probation, me and her worked our butts off out here in El Paso. Saved up a bunch of money, and we left.
Hell yeah.
We left, man, and that's what started our 7.5-year journey out there, really, truly into the, cannabis industry.
How long were you out there for?
7.5 years.
Yeah, so you were out there, so those 7 years? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Shit, now what years were those?
When did we leave?
Was it already, I'm assuming it was already legal over there? Or?
Yeah, well, because...
That's why you went out?
Yeah, it was already recreational legal. It had been recreationally legal there already for, I think it was already 5-6 years already. A little bit longer.
Damn, time flies. I still
Time
remember
flies.
when they announced that it was legal. It's already been that long? Fuck.
Right.
I mean, shit, Colorado's been recreational, I think, for almost 15 plus years.
Damn, for real?
Wow.
The fuck?
Dude, that makes me feel old.
Same.
Crazy. But, we're still stuck here in a city where you get arrested for it.
Yeah.
15 years later. It's crazy.
Hell yeah, man. So, besides that, so as far as legalization, can you talk about that? I mean, I know that's very broad, but
Yeah.
I'm admittedly, ignorant to a lot of this shit. So
No worries, bro. Yeah, I can get into it a little bit because it is broad.
specifically to this, also to Texas and El Paso and shit like that.
Wow. So, whew. Yo, gotta pass these around real quick. So, in El Paso, man. Sorry, hold on, need some water. Damn. So yeah, guys. Right now in El Paso, or in Texas in general, in a city like ours, we can't vote on cannabis legalization, right? If we could, it'd be legal, right? It'd be decriminalized in Texas. So right now, as far as what's gonna happen in Texas, a lot lies on what's happening right now in Mexico, right?
Oh, really?
And New Mexico, because Mexico just legalized cannabis recreationally. Yeah, and you're gonna be able to grow 6 plants in your household like nothing. So Mexico's about to build one of the world's biggest cannabis markets.
Yeah.
And El Paso is in a very, very
Is it a good thing for us or bad?
It could be.
It could be both, man. It could be both.
That's what I'm curious about.
Without question. And not only that, but New Mexico has 12 more days of legislative session right? And they're on the verge of going recreational, right? That's about to happen. So El Paso, Texas is about to be pinched in between two recreational cities.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a country and a whole fucking state. And not only that, there's Oklahoma, Colorado, Arizona, California. Like, Texas is surrounded, and we're just here, like, sitting ducks. Because people in El Paso are still getting arrested. Because we've also passed cite and release in El Paso. That's something that Legalize El Paso and El Paso Normal worked on, you know, when we came out here and started this whole organization. We tried to stop the arrests in El Paso as far as for like cannabis, and we did. But we're still getting stories, and we're still hearing the cops are still arresting.
They're ignoring it.
They're giving the option, right? We can give you the ticket, right? But you know, you're still gonna have to go to court and all this. Let's just take you to jail and do this instead. But it's like you don't realize as a person, like, if you go to jail, you're booked. You now have a record, right? A cite and release is a citation, right? It's totally different. So there's
go into that more, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
people can know about that shit.
The cite and release.
Yeah, just explain that so anybody
man.
listening, so we can educate them what to say to the cops.
For sure. Okay. Well, what to say to the cops is nothing, right? You get pulled
that's
over.
the best thing to
You
do.
got weed. You don't say nothing to the cops. You talk to your attorney, right? You be honest with your attorney. You let them know the full story, but never talk to the cops ever. Like that's
when you're there when you're faced with it though, people freak out. They get scared.
people freak out. They get pulled
and it's
out.
normal, you know.
Right. You get pulled out your car.
They are intimidating.
Yeah. You get pulled.
I'm not saying scared like to diss.
Right.
They're intimidating.
No, it is. It is because you're like, oh, it's the
And
law.
if you don't talk, because I just didn't talk at all, and they get mad.
They get mad.
Yeah.
They get pissed.
But that's the problem with cops, man. There's all these videos. It's all Black Lives Matter, the whole racial injustice. A lot goes into that because the way cops treat people, man, you know, there's very good cops in this world.
Yeah,
but there's also,
there's-
you know,
there's
it's a hard job. You know, I don't take anything
There's
away
a
from
good
it.
amount of
Bro, I would hate to be a
a-holes.
cop. I'd hate to be a cop. It's a hard job. It's a hard job, man. They deal with some bullshit. But
It's got some perks.
it does.
I know you're being nice, but it's got some.
Exactly.
It's not that hard.
True. Okay. True. But yeah,
It's all right.
man. But
No, I'm not even hating on them because it is a hard job, but there's a healthy amount of assholes. And then it's a whole spectrum. There's guys that are just mean to you verbally, but then it goes, of course, all the way up until physical and even whatever.
I think
murder
it's
and
also
shit,
like a
but-
power trip thing too.
No,
Obviously,
it is.
like.
But there are some cool ass ones too. Shit,
Yeah,
Oh no, for sure.
You know, shouts to the good ones. You know.
Yeah,
I want the good ones to start. You know, pointing out the bad ones. You know what I mean? That's what makes you a really good cop.
And that's what it's about, you know, like you shouldn't have to, as a cop, you shouldn't have to intimidate a kid out of his car, you know, because you want to, like, even if you smell some weed, it's like, I want to get that 18-year-old kid now. Like, you don't
like, what's your
realize as a
motivation?
person, you know, like, yeah, you're behind the badge and you're following the law, but as a person,
Yeah, just as a person.
like, bro, you're affecting that kid's, like, mom and dad.
His
Right, he's
whole
18.
life.
He's a baby still. You
His
know?
whole life,
He's a
'cause that's-
young adult.
Yeah.
you know, like
And we have to be be accountable also. We know what we're getting ourselves into if we're doing illegal stuff. So there's two sides to it.
Without
I'm playing
question.
devil's advocate. But,
For sure.
But at the same time, you know, you don't have to be a dick. Cops.
yeah. Especially for this now. That's the big
Yeah,
thing. Like,
especially that.
I think
in
that's
2021, shit.
I think that's like something that I trip out on so much is because I'm like, okay, if you honestly genuinely think like it makes people crazy or like, you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Well, to the cop, it's just a statistic. It's just another.
No, but I feel like there's really
in my job, I
people-
gotta reach certain numbers or whatever the case may be. So it's just another
A number.
To get a promotion, you have to have a certain amount of arrest. I'm assuming. I don't know how it works, but it can't be too different from any other job.
Right.
But this has more deeper consequences. You know.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, man. And then, so, like, just to keep touching on the cite and release, but people were getting arrested, right? So, on your first offense in El Paso, when I moved back from Colorado, and a big thing is why I moved back to Colorado, man, I was making really good money in the industry out there. Really
nice.
good. Me and my wife, you know, we were both heading facilities. We both came in cannabis consultants, you know. We would come into grows and fix them for people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. So, we know what we're doing. You know, we took this education, like, you know, basically our college, man, when we left out there, right? Got kicked out of college for this. So, you know.
Made it worth it.
Exactly. I made it worth it. But there was already what's called First Chance program in El Paso, Texas.
Really?
And basically, if it's your first time getting arrested for cannabis, you have to go through a 90-day community service. And or like some sort of like 90-day community service, something hours, and pay a fine. But after that, if it's your second, third, fourth offense, you get booked and you go to jail, right? But we were trying to, we changed that, right? We got cite and release passed, and what cite and release states is that whether it's your first, second, third, or fourth offense, you're given the citation and you're sent to court. Now, one of the big things about cite and release, right, is because you have to still, when you're given the citation, you still have to go in front of a judge, right? The judge is going to ask, are you guilty or are you not guilty, right? You're going to plead your case. You're going to have a lawyer. You're going to not have a lawyer present. It's basically like a speeding ticket, right? But the thing is that the offense for cannabis is still what it is in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, where all this really starts to play in is that the district attorney, right? And I think we need to start talking about this more. So that's why I'm glad that I'm here, because I knew I was going to talk about this. I need to start voicing it more. The new district attorney of El Paso, Rosana Rosales, she has stated to people like in my organization and to me face to face, Colt from El Paso Normal.
Shouts to Colt.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Colt.
Yeah, Colt's a dope dude, man.
Yeah.
He's really, he's all about this cannabis advocacy out here, man. He's the man. He's the one that's really helped me out here. She has stated, I don't want to see cannabis cases on my desk, right? Because she's the one that's going to see from cannabis arrests all the way to murders in El Paso, right? She sees everything. And she's like, why waste my time, right? She's like, it's not bad, right? Like, why see it? And if she's still prosecuting, right, then she's going against her word, and that's not right, so
it goes deep. It's money. It
does.
Yeah.
The more laws you have, the more
we have her on
law
video.
enforcement you can hire.
Yeah.
If you make things legal, then you need less enforcement. That goes into judges, lawyers. It goes deep. It's all
man.
Money shit, though.
It's all money, man. It's all money.
Unions, all kinds of shit.
It's almost I think a quarter, or it's like 750.
So making things legal is not profitable for the people that enforce laws. You know what I mean?
Bro, we've broken down the numbers in El Paso, Texas, man. And basically everyone that sits in that jail over there at county jail right downtown, they're all in there for weed, man.
Yeah, I believe it.
They're all in there for weed. Yeah, man.
What's the difference between, not to interrupt, but before I forget, because I didn't even have it on my notes, but it popped in my head right now, is because I think about this just because I have libertarian beliefs, so I'm just like, make everything legal,
Right.
But
right, I feel
recreational legalization recreationally or decriminalization. You know what I'm saying? Because when you make it legal, I feel like a lot of the people that used to be against it, just rich motherfuckers, corporations, they can now profit off this shit that was more considered, subculture type of thing.
Yeah.
Where if it's decriminalized, it just means you can't get popped for it, but you can still have a black market to it. You know what I'm saying? Which is not bad to me. It's like I'm more decriminalization type.
You see,
you know what I mean?
It's hard, man. It
But yeah,
really is hard. That's a touchy subject because you're not wrong, man. Like New Mexico, for instance. Let's talk about that, right? The recreational bill, New Mexico. In their bill, man, they state that for licensed growers, right, it's going to be like $125,000 to apply for their licensing, right? And their thing is what they state is they want to protect the New Mexico entrepreneurs, right? They want to protect these people. They want to protect, what's the word for it?
Describe it.
Minorities in the business. They want to, they want a chance for them, right? They want to make sure that they have a chance to get into that business, and people who have been hurt because of cannabis, right?
Okay, that's kind of cool. It sounds cool on paper. I don't know.
but right, and so it's $125,000 for your license, right, to apply for, and that's one of the bills, right, being talked about and discussed. We'll know more in about 12 days what happens and which bill gets passed, right? But this is one of the leading bills. Now, on top of that, there's a $50 per plant licensing fee. So if you, as a dispensary, if you want to grow 1,000 plants, you got to pay $50 per each of those plants. That's an extra $50,000 on top just to grow that. And, keep in mind it's worth a lot more than $50,000, but still, what other business do you know?
They don't tax you like that.
That's going to cost to start up like that. There's big corporations that cost a lot, but think about that, right?
My point.
And people who are hurt by the cannabis industry, from years prior, that means that they've had their jobs affected, throughout the years, because of drug tests, because of background checks and things like that. They don't got a fucking $125,000. I don't got $125,000 sitting in my bank account to go pay for that license myself. Wish I did. Got the education and all that, right? To go do out there and do it, you know. And you know, we're building that. Like we do have it, but you know what I'm saying? Like people like us are affected like that. You know, it's just
that's my
like,
point.
like, what the hell?
So it kind of opens it up for the people that do have the money, the bigger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bigger companies.
Yeah,
So.
without question. I get that. The whole legalization, people coming into trying to make money, it's like, it sucks, man.
Yeah,
It
but
does
we
suck.
gotta play the game either way.
Yeah.
To some degree.
It's because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in this industry, man.
Yeah. I just want to know what you thought about that shit.
For sure.
The you have any you want to go next, Candace? You got a question for us?
I have a few.
Don't say All right, next question. Hey, let me ask you this: Are you are you one of those dudes that just be honest? This is more of a joke question. If somebody like me tells you they don't like weed, are you like you gotta try sativas? That's why, man. You know those people exist.
Yes, dude. Yes. No, man. Me.
What kind of you smoke? No, it's because you haven't tried the sativa, man.
No, if you don't
And
like,
I don't like it, motherfucker.
no, bro. If you don't like weed, with me, like.
But do you have any friends like that do that shit?
Yes, bro.
You're
Everyone.
probably smoking indicas.
Everyone,
You gotta
bro.
try sativa. I
Everyone.
don't know what I'm smoking, man. The few times that I've tried it, just homies passing it to me, and I'm like, and I regret it. I can't function.
I feel like I trust people just
I can't even talk to girls to begin with, and I take a hit of weed, it's even worse.
Yeah, dude. Everybody who's ever told me like, dude, weed is not for me, and I've seen them smoke, I'm like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
for
not
you.
a good
Yeah,
experience.
like don't.
It's not
It's
fun at all.
cool.
I mean, it goes both ways, man. Like
That-
You got those pushy ass pothead motherfuckers.
Yes,
They're
dude.
pushy.
That honestly interests
Yes,
me
yes.
though, because like, what is different about you that like weed, like because it's
mean,
weed, you know what I mean?
Every
Like
drug's
it's
like that, or even foods and everything. Everybody's just wired differently.
that's
Yeah,
why
it's
like
wired
that's what trips me out.
And now again, I'm gonna go on the jokey side right now. We're getting serious. We're gonna get a little lighthearted before we get serious again. Get your question prepared. I'm not saying it annoys me. I'm joking. I'm half joking when I say this, but you got certain motherfuckers. That I like me a pothead that's just like a regular dude. That's just me. That's just me. You guys see, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. But I don't like a motherfucker that's got socks that have weed on them and a chain with weed on and a shirt with weed on.
Oh, like all flashy.
That's aliens, dog. It's got aliens. Nah, but you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
And I'm not hating on it. That's just me.
I
like
get what you're saying.
and when I say the clothing, I'm joking. What I really mean is more the conversation is like, but it's not like you're educating.
I'm educated, brother.
It's just more like weed this, weed that.
I
like,
get what you're saying, 100%.
but I'm not against it. Like, do you?
Right,
But
right.
I used to be a hardcore Christian.
Okay.
And when I got into that shit, I was in my late 20s already. It's a long story. But it tripped me out. People that were in it for years, it's kind of a version of that. They were still pushy on people.
Yeah.
And me, I'm not patting myself on the back, not trying to suck my own dick. She likes that I say that. It's an expression I came up with. Not trying to suck my own dick, but I knew right off the bat, like, this isn't how you get people in by
Right.
being pushy, and you got to be
Yeah,
open-minded
yeah.
to them too.
Right.
Because there's potheads or just different walks of life, advocates that are closed-minded also. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
For
one
sure.
side of the spectrum. And, with the Christian world, I was like, people would ask me, and then I would tell my story. And if you get curious about it and you ask me questions, then I got the answers that
Right.
I'm being taught. But I was never like, no, you're going to hell. But there was older heads that have been in this shit for years,
You're
and they're
living
still
wrong.
being pushy. Like, you're pushing people away like
Right,
that.
right.
So I make a joke about the socks and all that, but I'm talking about people that are being too pushy. You're actually hurting your own cause in a sense.
You're turning people
Without
off
question.
to it
Yeah.
more.
And even if you don't like getting high like in a party sense, quote unquote, there's the health benefits to
Medicinal,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm more interested in. But
And I
know,
get
those pushy motherfuckers, chill out.
and not even that. And I get what you're saying about that, because like working in the industry, right? Being in the industry for so long, you work with people who smoke, right?
Yeah.
And then there's those fucking potheads, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. I'm a pothead. But
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
those
Right.
people who come in and can't do the fucking job, man. They
Oh,
do a
there's-
horrible job. They're lazy, and and it's just like. It's
They're
not
kind
the
of-
weed, man. It's like, but you have to understand
Yeah.
that you are actually not helping this cause. Like you
Right.
are
My
ruining
point,
things.
yeah.
Like it's a bad image. Like
Yeah.
the black market, out here doing this dumb shit, getting people
Yeah.
sick off cartridges or who knows what it was.
Yeah, there's
Corona,
all
black
Yeah.
kinds of shit.
all that shit.
But there's a value in just taking the shit seriously, if you're trying to, some people don't give a fuck.
Right.
But if you are trying to wake people up and bring people around and grow the cause,
Yeah,
then there's a value to taking shit seriously.
Right, for
Especially if
sure.
you're working in the industry, you know what I mean?
For sure. 'Cause it's medicine. It's medicine, like
Yeah,
you say.
it really is medicine first to be, in my opinion, you know
It
what I
is,
mean?
without question.
So, yeah, I just thought I'd touch on that shit.
Hell yeah.
Candace,
Okay, so I don't really have questions, but I have two things.
Hell yeah.
see what I have to deal with? She lucky she cute. She fucking hiding her hair today.
Dude, it's
Listen,
'cause
show us your hair real quick.
no, it's not
She
done.
thinks she's tripping. Like, she thinks it's like her
It's
hair looks.
not. I need to redo my roots.
She's in the process of redoing her. It just looks like. I
still
tell
have a
her.
little
I
bit
tell her
of
you gotta
blue.
act like you just meant
No,
to do that.
dude, no.
That's how girls are.
Attractive
She's the same
people,
way. She's the same way.
we get away with. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
I mean, obvs, but
Well, that's what I'm saying.
okay.
Anywho, yeah,
one
we branch
thing-
out a lot on this podcast. All
No,
right,
you're
Mike.
good.
My hair being one of the many
Yeah, that's a topic. It's been a topic
changing
forever.
topics.
Excuse me.
It's been like 8 different colors. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong, but did I notice, or am I like just overlooking it on your guys' page for the plants? Do you guys play classical music for them?
Yeah.
I love that.
Of course, it's a practice, man. It's just something that you need good music, high vibrations, and just good, that type
Energy.
of music for playing. It's good.
Yeah.
It's more about good energy and like calm energy and soothing.
I was like,
energy.
oh my god, that is so cute. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to have good energy around the plants, even as a person, because they really do reflect that.
I believe
Especially
that.
cannabis plants. Like cannabis, grows in 90 days, right? We have 100 years in our lifetime, right? 90 years, right? If we have a good life, healthy
That's a
life,
real good life. Yeah.
right? Real good, healthy life, right?
Yeah.
Every year in a human's life, right? If we were to take care of ourselves, right? Really good for
Yeah,
every
yeah.
year, and hopefully we reach
Best case scenario.
We reach 100, right? That's every day in a cannabis plant's life, right? For those 90
Right.
days, right? That cannabis plant needs to be taken care of.
You gotta grow with love.
With love, with good energy. It has to be taken care of 90 days the best way it can be taken care of, right? And then it'll produce the best medicine they can
For the
produce.
best shit, yeah.
Exactly.
But these motherfuckers, they call it weed for a reason. It just grows out of nowhere sometimes.
And that's the thing, bro.
But if you want that real shit, you gotta take care of it.
Yeah, man, you can put a seed in the ground, it'll grow.
Yeah.
It's a weed.
Yeah.
It's a weed, but it's
if
a-
you take care of it,
Yeah, man.
you're gonna get that real shit.
Exactly. It's so, yeah.
Gross.
What? My nose?
Yeah.
Your hair's gross.
Stop.
So classical music.
Do you
But
guys-
where did you get that from? Did somebody suggest that? You saw it online?
Do you
Did
play any
pick it?
other kind of music or just classical?
When we're working, we'll play our type of music, but nothing like, dark energy, I guess.
Folk metal.
the Nordic, the death metal.
Right now, we'll listen to our own music, but if we leave or anything, that's what they'll play. Just over and over.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Soothing.
But yeah, we just learned it. That's all it is. Just seeing it in practices, and yeah, just implementing it and yeah.
Talk about the growing shit more, dog.
Okay. Yeah, that's where my passion's at, man. This whole advocating stuff is cool and all. Like, it's something that I have to do, and I love
Yeah.
doing it. But growing cannabis, that's where my passion is, and that's what I'll do for the rest of my life, man.
Hell yeah.
We got to realize that this comes from a seed. It's a seed. It's a plant, and the way we treat it and arrest people for it, and cops kill people over this, man.
Yeah.
They've done it for years.
Drug dealers kill each other. over-
People kill people.
Yeah.
And it's a medicine.
Yeah, it's strange.
And that's
Humans
really,
are weird, man. In
humans
general,
are weird. We are
You know what I'm
weird,
saying?
bro. We are weird.
There's good weird and there's bad weird.
Yeah, man.
But
There's-
humans are some weird motherfuckers, though.
Bro.
We
Dude.
do weird things,
Dude.
Like the motivation behind some of our decisions, like, what the fuck was that about? Why would you do that?
Yeah, dude. Some of these videos you see, you're like,
Like violence, especially.
Like as a whole, and then like as individual people too.
violence
though.
is crazy.
Like, why would you? Oh my gosh.
When I say people acting out in some like really crazy violent ways, man, that's the shit that makes you think like,
Yeah.
damn,
It's like,
we're some crazy motherfuckers like on some real shit.
Yeah, anger in general. Yeah.
Angry, but yeah,
we
man.
all have it though. We all have it in us.
For sure. I think it's part of human nature.
Yeah.
It is. It's part of.
We don't know where the fuck it came from, but it's interesting. But
Primitive.
we gotta
Primitive.
learn to control it. But yeah, just in general, my bad. Go back to the growing.
No, you're good, bro. That's the thing about weed, man, is that like growing this plant, it comes from a seed, right? There's many ways to grow it: hydroponically, organically,
Yeah.
aquaponically. There's all sorts of different names to, different ways to grow it.
What's
but
aquaponics? I haven't heard that one. Do you know what that is, Candace?
It's
I'm
another.
assuming something with like water.
I thought hydroponic is water.
It is water.
Same thing.
Both water?
Aquaponics people use like fish tanks and fish because fish emulsion and stuff like that is something that you'll feed to your plants. So
shit.
some people will actually use
Poor little fish.
The water, right? They'll drain it out, right, and they'll use that water to feed their plants because it's actually good for the cannabis plants.
Really?
The
Yeah.
whatever like
The
plant
fish-
nutrients or whatever.
Yeah, the fish,
From
the
the
poop,
fish.
the
Yeah.
poop is coming out.
It's
from
a
the fish.
fertilizer,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fertilizer, exactly.
Probably their skin cells or whatever the scales.
And that's
Fish scale.
sloughing off.
Yeah, man.
All kinds of shit.
And then, of course, cannabis takes about 3-4 months to grow. There's CBD, hemp, and high THC cannabis, right? So here in El Paso, Texas, or in Texas right now, it's 100% legal to grow hemp. So, like I said, me and my wife and our
I
business
didn't even know
partner-
that.
Yeah, man, it's 100% legal
What
to grow
is
hemp
the
in Texas.
difference between hemp and THC? Like the two, there's
THC
two
makes
different
you high.
plants.
Right,
I
so-
know that, but there's two different plants.
So it's all
Yeah,
the
how do you
same
keep the
plant.
THC out of the hemp?
Okay, so cannabis in general.
You didn't say it right.
No,
I said it right.
no, yeah. Cannabis in general is a plant, right? There's 3 different categories. There's hemp, right? That can be made for building material, can be made for the clothing that you're wearing,
Everything.
tables,
All kinds of shit.
insulation, right? And that comes from the fibers, the stalks, the leaves of the plant, right? There's a whole process on how to break that down. That plant grows like bamboo, right? That part of that seed of the cannabis plant grows straight up like stalks, right?
Oh, shit.
You can harvest it by the mother load, and that's what we should be doing as a country. There's no reason why we're still cutting down
That part
forests.
alone, yeah. It's
Yeah.
strange.
Like, there's really no reason, not even country, as a whole fucking world. There's no
Yeah.
reason why we cut down another tree when you can grow
Hemp.
millions of, plants at a time and cut it all down and use it for fucking material, building material, whatever you want, right? Cars, whatever. So there's that. Then you have CBD, right? CBD, basically the THC is bred out of the cannabis plant, right? Where we are now, in today's age, 2021, now we have companies that have been doing this for years. People have been doing this for years. So now there's just seeds that, excuse me. Now there's seeds and genetics that only produce CBD, right? And only
Yeah.
produce that 3% cap. Because there's a 0.3% THC cap on all hemp and CBD.
So it is genetics. Like this is something that man is altering to get CBD only.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I know that shit.
Yes, and it's just through the breeding process. So basically, you have a male plant and you have a female plant, right? A male plant produces seeds, and a female plant produces the flower that we smoke, right? It produces pollen. This pollen in this plant, when you mix it together, the female plant gets pregnant, right? And while it's producing flower, inside the flower, a bunch of seeds start to basically form, right? So at the end of it all, when you actually come to the plant, now you have a bunch of seeds who are now have the genetics of this plant and this plant, right? So over the years, man, they've just bred back and forth to get high CBD seeds, basically
Okay.
high CBD genetics.
Just trial and error shit.
Not even trial and error. It was more like they knew what they were doing, so they found this
so they
plant.
knew the process.
Yeah, this plant has a high CBD
The
ratio.
evolution of the
Yeah,
plants.
and this plant has a high CBD ratio, right? When they tasted that out, so they had these two, basically have sex. They did that with another plant, then they made it those two, and now
Am I the only one that's turned on right now?
What is it called? Google what it's called when you're turned on by plants.
I know, right? It's like a
Oh, that's funny.
plantophile.
No wonder I like
It's a
it.
plantophile.
A plantophile.
I'm sure there is a word for it.
Yeah, man. So there's that CBD, and then you have high THC cannabis, right? That's basically what everyone smokes for the recreational. And there's a big difference, like for instance, like you don't like when people say, like, going back to are you pushy when people say that they don't like to smoke cannabis or THC? No.
Yeah.
Because I get people in the dispensary all the time who say, I've never.
No, as soon as I met you, I could tell you're not one of those, man.
No, yeah,
Your
for
vibe's
sure.
different,
For sure. And it's like, people come in and they're like, hey, I don't want to smoke, THC. I've never smoked weed before. Okay, cool. CBD,
Yeah.
right? CBD is where it's at, right? You're not going to feel the psychoactive effect. You're not going to feel high, right? You're just going to feel, you're not going to feel nothing, essentially, right? Essentially. You're not going to feel nothing.
but it's doing something.
The medicinal
It's-
aspect of
it's
the plant.
working.
Right.
But also, I'll fuck with some edibles every once in a while if when my friends give them to me.
Oh, edibles.
But it has to be just the right amount. Yeah, I don't want to get all crazy. I just want to trip a little bit, watch a movie, go to sleep.
Edibles mess you up.
Like,
Yeah, dude. Edibles are
yeah, but if you
intense.
take a little 10 milligrammer, like, it's real light.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how.
Right, me
I don't know how to chill.
The worst is when it's when you don't know what the hell, because one thing will look the same as something else, but it's got more in it, right?
Yeah, man.
And so you gotta some properly labeled shit.
PSA, BT dubs, it's dendrophilia.
Dendrophilia.
Nice.
Dendro. Okay.
Less often arborphilia.
I thought it would have been something more with the word botany in
Or
there. Some shit like
dendrophilia.
that.
Botanophilia.
It literally
know?
means love of trees.
Trees, tree huggers,
That's
them
how I-
tree
Yeah,
huggers.
basically.
So how big's your growing operation?
So right now it's little. We're in the beginning process. In about 2-3 weeks, we'll probably have over like a close to 100, maybe 200 plant operation here in El Paso, Texas. And when you think about that, man, that's like, you know, I'm going to jail for life if that's some real THC and I'm growing here in El Paso, Texas, right?
So it's,
He said that
That's
with
a
a
weird thing to-
straight face, dude. I love that. He was just all.
You know, and it's fucked up. But you know, it's all legal. We're licensed. You know, it's all hemp. It's all CBD.
Yeah.
You know, and that's 100%
got
legal.
scared for a little bit.
No, but it's crazy though. You think about it, right? You think about it, and that's the operation. So our operation's gonna be, you know, over like a 200 plant, 300 plant operation
Hell
for
yeah.
sure, man. And that's gonna be on a consistent basis. And you know, we hope to provide El Paso, Texas, with just some like high quality CBD. CBD is not what is necessarily like, you know, what everyone wants. Everyone wants THC, but the thing is that there is a market out there.
Oh, yeah.
The CBD oil, right? The CBD creams.
Creams.
Right.
Right, that
creams
stuff
I've
has
heard of.
real medicinal, you
Yeah.
know, value to it, and that's the thing. Like, instead of people from El Paso having to get like these smoke shops, these CBD shops, they're all having to source their CBD from, you know, Colorado, California, Kansas, you know, all these other places that have been legal. It's like, hey, well, now you're gonna have a spot who actually, you know, knows what they're doing, just like these other guys, organic medicine, you
Yeah.
know. And, you know, you're going to know where your medicine's coming from. That's what's really important
That's
in
true.
the cannabis industry. It's
Yeah.
quality over quantity. And that's always what beats out those big corporations too, man. These guys come into making a lot of money, but if they don't know what they're doing, it's the growers. It's me who
What if they
controls-
hire somebody like you though to do it?
Well, that's-
You know
that-
what I'm
well-
saying? They got the money to do it.
Then they deserve that. That grower deserves that, though.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
not hating on the grower.
Yeah, yeah, that grower.
I'm not hating on anybody to be
Right,
honest. 'Cause
right,
at the end of
right.
the day, I don't really care about
For
a lot
sure.
of things, even
But
my own life.
They
but
have to pay,
the,
you know? But they don't pay
I'm
up
just
at the
saying,
same- yeah.
it just sucks because it's an underground world. It's a know
Yeah.
counterculture, subculture. So
I
to see
think
somebody
that's-
that's not from that world
Right.
capitalize, it does bug me a little bit.
It
I
pisses
think
me
that's
off.
something that
You know what I'm
like
It pisses me
is
off.
what
That's what I'm saying.
makes it hard for people to like differentiate or understand that it is something that is good, because weed has been seen as such like a drug and like it's a bad thing, that when you like look at CBD, all you think is weed, all you think is
Yeah,
like,
it's turned some people off too.
but you don't stop
Until
and
they-
think that it is actually there's purpose
Until
for
they
it.
try
Like,
it.
it's something
All of a
CBD
sudden,
oil.
right,
Yeah.
People
right.
who are going through cancer need CBD oil, right?
Yeah.
If someone who's never smoked a day in their life, hell no, you should not give them a joint of THC because they're going through cancer. And as a pothead or someone who smokes,
Yeah.
smoke this. It's gonna make you feel better. The
You
fuck,
see-
it's not. It's gonna make them feel like shit, man.
a lot of movies push that type of shit.
Yeah, man,
And
that's
it's like,
not
oh, they smoked,
no.
they hit it, and they loved it. Like
Yeah.
not everybody's like that.
No, man. It's like that person's going through something like crazy right now.
Yeah.
They're about to go through chemotherapy. They're about to go through radiation, right?
Yeah,
They can't go through that crazy psychoactive effect that you go through on a daily basis.
fucking
Yeah.
freak you
You
the
know,
fuck out.
freak you the fuck
Get
out and turn you
paranoid,
off.
start
They
yeah.
need to make some CBD like cream or something to grow my hair back. Dog. I'm fucking balding over here.
Some follicle stimulator.
Something.
But yeah,
I'm saying?
man. CBD has true medicinal value, man. So yeah.
Oh, of course.
I believe it.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
So I mean, like I said, I mean, a lot of people know that it's growing and growing, which
Right.
is awesome. But whether it's give me a serious one and a funny one if you can. What's something something about cannabis that even a pothead may not know? Like go deep into your banks, your memory
Your
banks,
files.
the fucking vault.
Um,
You can give a funny answer, give a real answer, give both.
let's see, man.
We're gonna make Valerie get on the mic.
I
Give us
know,
one too.
right? Okay, so what's the question again? I forgot.
Something that even potheads don't know about. THC,
Oh.
cannabis, weed, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Let's see something.
Because I'm sure, because you're
Okay.
knowledgeable.
Well, here's something.
Give me a serious answer, an
Okay,
educational
I
answer.
can give you an educational answer, man.
Because-
so a lot of things that potheads don't know, people who smoke cannabis.
Here we go.
So, I don't know if you smoke, or I mean, I obviously you smoke, but I don't know what you smoke. If you smoke tobacco or anything like that, like
Nah.
blunts or anything like that, like Swishers, White Owls.
I only fuck with Frontos, dog.
What?
The tobacco plant.
You know what that is?
Yeah, Fronto leaves.
She's bitch than
You don't know what Fronto leaves are?
No.
See, I'm a
Oof.
bigger pothead than you,
Oof.
dog.
Fronto leaves.
Nah,
from New York
I
or
don't
Bronx,
don't get sidetracked. Hold that thought. But I once I told my boy Eddie boy, fucking, hey, tell me some terminology for fucking some pothead terminology. So next time I'm in these conversations, I'm gonna say some shit like that, like I just said right now, just to like as a joke,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to know like know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And that's the one I use the most. I only fuck with Frontos, dog.
He told you that?
He told me Frontos. I go, what's a Frontos? Like, nothing. He told me what it was. The leaves,
It's
right?
a leaf. It's a big
Fucking
leaf.
Eddie.
It's a big leaf. You fucking. It's some real shit.
Real popular up there in the Bronx, New York.
And then I'll
area.
jokingly say I only.
He would.
And I'll jokingly say sometimes I only fuck with Swishers because I heard that people don't like
I
those that
hate
much.
Swishers.
That's what I'm
They're
saying. So I do
gross.
the opposite.
Um,
And then I made up one time. I made up a strain, I guess you call it, to somebody because he was like asking me all these questions, and I was like, "What did I say?" Yeah, no. They passed the joint to me. And I go, "What is it?" And they told me what flavor it was or whatever. And I said, "Nah, I only fuck with Arctic Avocado." And he was like, "What?" Like he was like, "Where do you get Arctic Avocado?" I was like, "Nah, I can't tell you, dog. I'd have to kill you."
It's an exclusive.
He's believing me though. He's a potter. He's a hardcore potter. Like
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah, Arctic Avocado. Could also be
That
a
sounds like a
Gatorade
wrestler
flavor.
name.
It's a Gatorade flavor.
Sounds like a wrestler name.
Arctic Avocado. Huh?
Like a superhero.
But anyways, continue. What were we talking about? Arctic Avocado. Anyways, you're talking about her tobacco and something.
Okay.
You don't know what she smokes.
Yeah, so tobacco. A lot of things that people who smoke weed don't know is that tobacco, the tobacco plant, is actually the cannabis plant's natural enemy in the wild.
Oh my goodness.
So,
It's like me and Candace.
Right. So these are actually for you. I brought extra. So these are minty leaves, right? So these are, they're hemp wraps. I'm sure you smoked hemp wraps before,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So for instance, like in grows, man, or out there in the wild, like let's say people
Thank
who
you.
like are smoking cigarettes, right? Like actually, like we're not supposed to, or us as an industry, or people who are running our own company, we would never hire someone who smokes tobacco into our grow. And that's just, being straightforward. And the reason being is because there's this disease that's called the tobacco mosaic virus, right? And shit, I didn't know about this either, right? I had to get educated on this.
I feel attacked.
Right.
I'm all.
No, so it's called the tobacco mosaic virus, right? But it's something that will affect the
Also
cannabis
the name
plant.
of my favorite stripper. Shouts to Tobacco Mosaic Virus on
Baby girl.
Jaguars. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit,
See,
damn. I'll
see you next Tuesday.
Right, see you later.
Tuesdays, yeah, she's a Tuesday girl. It's a Monday girl. During lunch, you know what I'm saying?
Lunch hour.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, but so for instance, like residue and stuff like
Say that word again though, because I wanna look this shit
yeah,
up.
look
later.
it up. Tobacco mosaic virus.
I'll remember.
All right. But it can actually infect your cannabis plant and actually kill the plant. It can
But
kill.
from a smoker just being around it?
What is it?
Touch it.
It's
Really?
like the plant, right? So
Okay,
the
sure.
plant itself, right? Like let's say
When
you're
somebody's
growing
smoking
weed.
cigarettes, they already have some shit
Right, some
going on.
residue, right? They come in,
Oh, my
the
goodness.
nicotine, like it can infect the plant,
I didn't know
right?
that. All right,
Yeah,
that's
so
deep.
and with that, right? Think about that. The transfer of you touching, right?
Some sort of transfer.
Now, when there's wind circulating in your grow,
Mm-hmm.
right, and their leaves are touching because your plants grow, in tight quarters. That's just how you grow cannabis, right? That's how you grow plants. Now you, the whole coronavirus.
Yeah.
Now you started the whole back. I touched you. Now you have the virus.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it spreads like wildfire, man.
Just put masks on the weed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That should help, right?
That's crazy. No,
Yo,
that's,
you're stupid.
but that's dope that you're to that point where you're like,
Yeah.
not even if you're smoking cigarettes, no, yeah.
You know
Right.
what? I do have a question.
Yeah.
Talking about that, like, how come? I like you're a doctor. How come sometimes when I break up weed, it'll like like I'll break out in hives sometimes, like on my body, like I'll have like an allergic reaction, like.
So it could be multiple things. It could be that your cannabis might have some PM on it, which is powdery mildew. It could be
premenstrual.
Or it can be that you're allergic to cannabis. That you might have just a little.
You have
bit
2 weeks
of
to
a-
live. Sorry.
That's
right?
it.
And now
You have weed cancer. Sorry.
Yeah. You're allergic to cannabis.
My
I'm
bad.
Sorry to
Trying
break
to
it
break the news to you.
That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. Fuck, I got weed cancer again.
Fuck. No, but yeah, so you can actually have a really.
It just sounds like an allergic reaction, but I guess it can go deeper than that, right?
Yeah, people. So yeah, definitely. Because I get.
What was the
that.
first one you said?
PM, powdery mildew.
Okay.
Powdery mildew. It's something that's common on cannabis plants. If you're not taking the proper precautions in growing, especially like big industries growing in massive grows, that's something that happens a lot, powdery mildew. And it's, again, something that spreads like wildfire. So think about you're smoking cannabis, but there's actually mold all over that's been growing on it for about 3
I've
months.
seen shit
Nice.
like that.
And now you
smoke.
smoke it, and now you're like,
Also, I want
I'll
just
get
the
mold
mold.
in my
I want
lungs.
just the mold.
Right.
I wanna
Oh,
eat
you
the
want to
mold.
just smoke mold?
We've all
Yeah,
smoked it.
like some shroom shit.
We've all smoked it, though. We've all smoked powdery mildew, without question, you know.
It's just some of it's more visible than
Right.
other times. Yeah.
But yeah, so like that with tobacco, right? So if you think that to think that the plant can get sick and basically die from the inside out just by being touched from something like, like a tobacco plant or even a cigarette,
A human.
why would you put your cannabis into a tobacco blunt,
I don't know.
right?
It goes against.
It's betrayal.
It conflicts.
Right. It's
Yeah,
conflicting.
don't be a race
right?
trader.
Because a lot of people will be like, oh, like I'll smoke like 10 blunts. I can
So
smoke like
it's-
10 blunts in a
okay,
day. And it's
shit.
like, well, why do you think you
Now I'm
smoke
getting
10
more
blunts?
interested in
You
this
know,
shit.
it's because
'Cause
you're
this is
smoking
deep
10
shit.
blunts in a day because that nicotine and that
You're more
and
addicted
that
to the
leaf-
nicotine.
It's counterproductive in your body to what your
But
the
does a
cannabis is
tobacco
trying
leaf
to do.
have nicotine?
Well, it's tobacco though, because the tobacco plant, right? And it's
Yeah.
not necessarily the nicotine; it's the tobacco plant
Yeah.
itself. Just
And it
what's
just-
in its.
Like you
its-
said, they're mortal enemies.
It's makeup
until they
or
get-
whatever.
Yeah, it's not the tobacco. This can definitely go and get a cannabis plant sick. But if we're talking about the wild, if there's tobacco plants growing in the wild next to cannabis plants, the tobacco plants will get the cannabis plant sick. It'll overtake it like a cancer, essentially.
So okay, so what leaves are you using here?
So
Hold on,
these are minty.
because now I'm
Yeah,
I'm
so
getting more
They're
fascinated.
this is just one type of hemp
Becomes a
leaf,
pothead.
right.
It's gonna happen today.
But like these
Throw
are.
some coke in there. And
Yeah.
Hey, but
Wanna see the raws?
just kidding, listeners. All right, haven't done coke since I was 12. No. So you, okay, I've heard of Raw, of course. That's
Yeah.
popular band.
That's
so
what I'm
that's
smoking.
Let me hold on. Should we be the bad one?
but
Yes.
okay. So okay, no, I'm seriously, my mind's
I'm
blown
big
with
Raw
the
guy.
whole tobacco leaf thing he's talking about. I did not know that shit.
And people will.
Is that more like deep?
It's deep
Like
into it.
most
bro.
motherfuckers don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. I'm gonna smoke my backwoods. I'm gonna smoke my frontal.
You're like a vegan of that world,
Yeah,
sort of.
it's because I see it differently. I am a pothead. I'm super into cannabis, but I'm a
You want to do it right, also, and you're a grower.
I'm a med.
Farmer.
I want to help people, bro. Like, cause when I was out there in Colorado, we
respect that, man.
We didn't grow on the recreational side, right? We had to, we were very. When we moved out there, we moved to Colorado Springs. Like we were just like we were young, man. We were like we're moving. Oh shit! Damn, that was loud.
I know, I was all.
Damn, sorry.
Drive by.
Right.
Drop.
But
Get down.
we moved to Colorado Springs, and
Tara, get down.
Colorado Springs is beautiful.
Inside joke.
But it's beautiful, right? We had no idea. There's only it's only medical.
In Colorado Springs?
In Colorado Springs, its own county. They have no recreational.
He didn't do the research. That doesn't sound like you,
Yeah,
Mikey boy.
man, I know.
You were young. You were still young.
We
Fumbled
knew
the
We knew
bag.
the apartment. The cost of living. How much.
Valerie's fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
He lives
definitely.
Hey, but that's so, dude. That in itself is an episode.
That's
I know I'm
crazy,
cutting you off a
right?
lot, but
No, you're good.
that just like we're gonna go to fucking Colorado. We're a couple. We're fucking married. We've been. That's.
Yes.
It's a love story, but it's also
Gets there.
also
It's only
this-
medicinal.
Hey, but it speaks to it was a speed bump in the whole story. You know what I mean? Then we're here now.
Develops
Exactly.
PTSD.
I know
on
you mentioned it
purpose.
earlier, but how old are you?
I'm 26.
He's already done all this shit.
I know.
He's moving fast. That's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
The younger you start and you get focused on whatever the fuck you're passionate about, the better. You
And
know
that's
what I mean?
what it is, man. It's just that I know
Props
why-
for that.
Yeah.
I'll give you some knuckles for
Oh
that.
yeah, bro. Thanks, bro.
But yeah.
like, medicinal, right? So you want me to continue with that?
Yeah, whatever
Okay.
we were on.
So real quick, so we moved there, and for like a whole like 3-4 months, man, we were like, fuck, man, like we were driving to Pueblo to, you know, an hour
I've heard of
out to
Pueblo.
go
I've
get
never
our
been.
recreational cannabis. We were driving to Denver. You know, we didn't mind. You know, it was like a little vacation for
Yeah.
us moving out there.
Cute little
honey-
road trip.
Right, we had just got married too, you know, so we were like, you know, let's go out there and, you know, enjoy it for a little bit. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
did, we were able to do that, you know, but then it was like, you know, fuck it. We got to get jobs. This is what we're going to do, you know. So boom,
That's what I hate about life.
started applying, right? Started applying, and that's what it is, man. As soon as we got into the industry, I started off on the construction team for a medical marijuana facility that was expanding, right? Knew nothing about construction, right? I
Oh,
was
shit.
I was 21 years old,
That's
right?
dope, man.
My first construction job.
Hell
But the
yeah.
thing is, I went in there motivated, right? Wanted
Yeah.
to learn, you know, just, you know, open mind. And worked my way up, and you know, it all turned, you know, 7.5 years out there, all just, you know, working in the medical facilities. You literally see cancer patients coming in. You see
Yeah.
older people coming in. You see all these people with medical, you know, true medical, you know, things like going on. And you see them coming in, and it's like, damn, like, you know, you're actually helping these people.
Yeah.
You have to grow high quality medicine. But the thing is, behind the scenes, there's some real nasty shit going on in these
I believe
dispensaries,
it.
man.
I
Real
believe it.
fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So like for people who, me and her, you know, who are real passionate about
Yeah,
this
passionate.
shit, when we got to come in from, you know, think about it. We're from El Paso, Texas, have no cannabis background, but 7 years into this, we're helping multi-million-dollar companies, you know, fix their grows.
Yeah.
You know, like what is that? You know,
That's strange because what's the problem here?
right. What's the problem?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you guys have been legal for so long. Like why are you so bad?
I think a lot of it
You know?
turns people get lazy and it's a money thing. Like,
It's a money
"Ah,
thing.
they'll keep buying it. Who cares?
Yep, and that's not right.
And that's not right.
Because it's medicine. Because what I think
No matter
is
what
my-
field I'm in,
Yeah.
I'm not like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm glad you're not like that.
Yeah,
you know?
because like again, what I said earlier about pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah.
With the pH.
Yeah.
I'm a farmer, man, and cannabis is a medicine. It should be categorized with all the pharmaceuticals, but without all the fucking side effects.
Yeah.
Right. So
Do it right.
yeah,
Because you're taking it's a gift.
it's a
And
seed.
we're gonna.
It's a plant. It's like a fruit.
Yeah, it's
like
just
an
it's
apple off a
it's
tree.
just it can range from douchey to really evil
Mm-hmm.
if you're not doing it right. You're taking something that was
Yeah.
positive, and again using that kind of that image of weed
For sure.
of cannabis in general.
Right,
And
right.
if you're not doing it in a positive way, I hope you die a slow and horrible death. Yeah. No, because I'm getting passionate about it.
Right.
I'm not gonna smoke it, but I'm just saying. I'm glad he's saying these things because I'm sure there's some half-ass motherfuckers out there, and I'm sure maybe a lot of them, whatever percentage of bad ones there are out there, bad apples. I'm sure some of them may have started off good and passionate, and then they got lazy and they lost some, and then it's maybe the money.
You got
Business.
lost
Had
in the
them-
sauce.
But their money, also is a big one. It's like, they're still behind. Business is still good.
See, and that's the beautiful thing. That's why I'm just a grower, man. I
Yeah.
just want to be a grower. I want to grow weed really good for whoever wants to, have access to it, man. That's the true passion. When
That's
I'm
what I tell
16,
girls.
17
I'm a grower, I tell them. Not a shower.
You're stupid.
Oh shit.
I have weed for pubes. I have weed plants. That's good.
My
I'm a
pews
grower.
are shaped in the form of a weed plant.
Oh, it's not really that big. I'm a grower.
I'm a grower.
Just touch it.
Yeah, it's like 90 days. It's 90 days. Hit me up in 90 days. I'll be ready.
Give me 90 minutes. 90 seconds.
What else
90
you
seconds.
got? What else you got, Candace?
Okay. So, and I think you've done it a couple times. I think you have it like every so often. And just because I love her also, your lawyer talks with Alexandria
What?
Sierra.
Yeah.
She's
I
one
haven't
of my
seen these.
faves, dude. I love
What?
her.
Yeah, she's cool.
Is this on
I
Instagram?
super, yeah.
Yeah.
I like saw her one time out and I like fangirled and I was like, oh my God.
Who is this person?
She's a lawyer.
From here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also
She hot or what?
She's really, dude.
Is that a yes?
She's goals, yes.
Yeah,
Does
she's
she look
awesome.
nerdy? I like nerdy chicks.
No, she doesn't look like nerdy.
Anyways, I'm just joking.
She's
Continue.
hot.
What's these conversations? What's the theme? What's
So,
the point of
talk.
this sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
how you get with her to talk about because I'm going to school for criminal justice.
Awesome.
Eventually, hopefully,
Hell yeah.
one day I do
Emphasis on the
want. Yes, I do want to become a criminal defense lawyer eventually.
Nice, for sure.
So, I'm still new to it. Like I'm still
Right.
very like new to cannabis laws specifically, because they are changing, but
sure.
it's still very much the same
It's very
in a
different.
lot of ways.
Right. So like meeting up with her was actually pretty cool. I believe she contacted me, if I'm not mistaken, and she was really like dope, man. She was so like ready to just help. She didn't really know too much what I was like trying to do, but she was, just trying to help me map out what I was trying to do. She was giving me advice, you should do this, and that's also, talking with cult and things like that. But she's awesome, man. She's helped a bunch of people. Because when I started Legalize El Paso, man, it got crazy. Because when people started seeing me going out to the city council, like those videos, and talking to people, or talking to the city council about cannabis, of the way I was talking to them, people started reaching out to me as if like, I could potentially help them get out of trouble. My wife will tell you, my DMs were fucking full, by the hundreds, people coming in like, yo, I just got arrested, what do I do?
Like legal advice questions.
And it was like, man, like I have no idea, like, it sucks, this is what I'm trying to change. I have no idea what you can do. You have to go through the fucking process, so just me.
Get a good lawyer.
Yeah, and she's awesome, man. We've honestly, man, she's booked though, man. There's a lot of people getting arrested for fucking weed, unfortunately.
That's what happens when you're a badass also, if she's really good at it. So you're going to be booked up.
Exactly.
I need to watch some of these videos.
Yeah,
what are they though?
We just did a podcast. She should be posting it. Hopefully she posts
that lawyer does a podcast?
Yeah, we just did one recently.
That.
Yeah, we just did one recently.
Fuck yeah.
But we have man, that first one we did, that one was bad. That was during quarantine. It was.
Why was it bad?
Our image just looked bad. Hair all long, all fucking just.
All quarantine, cozy.
All fucking high. Like, it was
oh, really? Oh, I see what you're saying.
It just wasn't, on video. Yeah.
Aesthetically,
we look
wasn't.
like potheads, bro.
Yeah. Listeners, if you're listening to the audio version, Mike here, he got his eyebrows done for this episode.
You're right.
Fresh wax.
Exactly. What's the other one? Threading or some shit? What is it?
Threading. Oh, God.
I just got a fresh microblade.
Dude, microblade. Yeah, is that the tattoos?
Yeah, kind of.
Sort of. Dude, I use my beard trimmer. It's got the guards. Because my shit gets crazy up here. Older you get, also, if you're a hairy dude, my ears are like the jungle, dog. I gotta be trimming them down every like 3 days. My nose?
My nose.
Oh, man.
Like, goddamn it. Like, should be like, your nose hair's hanging out. I'm like, fuck. Why you gotta tell me? Like, shit.
I know, right? No, I want somebody to tell me, but it depends. It's all in the tone, the delivery.
Right. Yep.
Don't be a dick about it. Hey, it's even worse when you start getting grays in there because it sticks out more. You can see it from a mile away. A
Dude,
fucking
so
gray
my friend
nose hair,
has
like
fuck. My friend has like a beard, but like his gray hairs grow like weird. I don't know. So I didn't know he had like everything else is like normal color, but he had like one prominent gray hair coming out, and I thought it was like something in his beard. Dude, I'm all like trying to pull it, and I was like,
how come you have ramen in your beard?
Dude, I like went to try and like pull it off, and I realized
don't touch people.
Cause bro, you're not gonna let you look stupid. Yeah, like. You have something on your fucking face.
He's like, no, if you pull it, I'll die.
It's my lifeline.
It's just that one hair. That's like his Achilles heel. So
right?
If you pull it, I'll die.
His battery's down.
Yeah. Anyways.
What was I saying?
Gray beard hairs.
Oh, just that like I tried to pull it out just because.
What did he say? Did he let you pull it out?
He like looked.
He should be pulling it out.
He like looked at me kind of weird. He was like,
he's proud of it.
Oh, it's like
that's what makes him special. So you don't have to grow it all over again. You gotta start from step one.
Pulled it out. He was all no.
That's how I get all the girls.
It bends down to the floor, kneeling. Stop.
Hell yeah. All right. So did you have anything else, Candace?
No, just as far as like her advice, like obviously like don't talk to the cops or whatever, but what have you learned from her as far as legal, just for like an individual person, not even like as a business standpoint, just like for people to know what they can and can't do?
So what I've definitely learned from her, because she was a judge.
Was she?
Yeah, she was a judge as well. And just learning things that she said is that or things that she says.
Says.
Yeah, it's a word, right?
How Mexican are you?
Tell me you're Mexican.
Oh,
without
Riverside.
telling
You
me.
said it all with Riverside already. You already said it all with Riverside. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Says. He's light-skinned, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's like light-skinned Mexican.
Show him the definition.
But really, man, it comes down to I'm gonna keep saying this because it's really the only thing to say. But if you have cannabis in the car, right, or whatever, don't talk to the cops. Get a lawyer. Like that's literally the best advice.
Like
I can
on the
No,
spot.
hold on though. I'm gonna say this, and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Because I'm the type where it's easy to point out. Oh, don't talk to the cops.
Right.
We already know it's not that simple because these fuckers are
not.
intimidating. So, how do we get, the average person or whoever mentally to a point where they can have the courage or whatever you want to call it to not talk to the cops? There's got to be something, you know what I'm saying? And maybe not. You may not have an answer now, but I'm saying think about that. So for advice giving,
I
you know
feel
what I'm
like I
saying?
have an answer, but it's hard because right, like
Say
people,
it.
like we
I
say,
feel
like
I have an answer.
people don't take the time. Like you say, people are very
Yes.
right.
They don't take the time.
There's a script that you could follow, and not necessarily a script, but you have to
You condition your mind.
You have to
Train.
know. Yeah, you have to know.
Train.
And
Practice.
this is something that we should be taught in high school and things like that. Like the cops do work for us as people.
Straight up.
Like we are taxpayers, and there's certain things that they can do, and there's certain things that they can't do, right? And we
Yeah.
should know what they can't do. So if it's coming in trying to pull you out of your car because you're getting pulled over for your blinker not fucking turning on, get the fuck out of here, right? Nothing was criminal about that.
Yeah.
We're not hurting anybody. It's a non-violent offense. Give me my citation and let me go.
Right.
The whole 9 yards of questioning me and blah 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 blah, that doesn't need to happen, right?
Yeah.
Do your job, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So
why would you be hesitant to give that answer?
because people don't like the simple because
People want the easy,
right, and that's my simple
Yeah.
answer. It's like just shut up, literally shut up, because you're not gonna
But
be
I
able
feel
to.
like you. But you said I'm gonna agree with you, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna word it differently. It's the way you get strong enough to shut up and not be intimidated is through training, learning.
Knowledge.
The more you know, but
There you
also
go.
not only knowledge. Like knowledge is just learning something.
Right.
There comes repetition,
Practicing.
and practicing and experience, which turns into wisdom.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So the more knowledge and wisdom you have, then the more you be like,
Because you want to protect people at that point. Because like me, when I
Yeah.
see kids getting
So-
pulled over
yeah,
right
yeah,
away,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I've been pulled over right for weed, and
Yeah.
I get arrested. And my thinking, I'm traumatized. I'm like, fuck that kid's, and I see him
Yeah.
on the side of his car, and she gets mad at me. I want to pull over and fucking start recording for that kid because he's
Yeah.
not pulling his phone out, right? When I see them searching why isn't he pulling his phone out, right? Why isn't in his own rights? Why aren't these people recording? Why are you giving consent? Even if you
Yeah.
know you have nothing, do not give consent.
Yeah, never that.
Just don't.
I don't understand why people do.
I know.
That shit trips me out.
And it's the education thing, man. So it is. It's power. It's
Yeah.
learning. But the simple answer is really, man.
But it's
just-
also, the muscle memory behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the type where I just practice scenarios in my head for
Right.
different situations, fights or cops or whatever the fuck it may be. I'm a weirdo like that, bro.
Yeah.
What would I do? What would I do? And I just keep playing it over and over again. So when it actually happens, it's not foreign. You know what I mean?
It's just,
But if you're just driving willy nilly, and then a cop pulls you over, you freak out.
oh
But
shit.
play out the scenario. That's my tip.
Yeah.
for sure.
Be
for sure.
prepared.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
What could happen? If he
Right.
says this, I'll say this, or I don't say anything. Just play it over and over again.
Yeah,
in your
like
head.
when I tell you, hey, don't talk to the cops. Think about when you get pulled over, what the cop's gonna ask you.
Exactly.
Okay, driver's license. Okay, you can
That's
just
my
shut
point.
up. You can just shut up.
you can technically, yes.
You can give them your driver's license, all that, and you don't have to say a word. But the thing is
True.
that you have to know. You can be like, why? Why are you
Yeah,
pulling
yeah,
me over?
exactly.
Right? You have to know how to talk to these cops.
Yeah.
Like, what's the reason, right? But the thing is, the state in Texas, people should know this. State of Texas, it's a stop and ID state in the state of Texas. They can pull you over just to check if you have a valid driver's license.
And related but a little
I didn't know
tangential here. It's for sure, dude.
A reason that they can pull you over. So like,
Dude,
let's
I've
say they
been-
just pull you over.
I've been at the very least, nothing major has happened to me with cops, but they've always harassed me since I was. Because I did grow up in a fucking drug house, but
Okay.
I'm a fucking kid though.
Right.
And they would drive around and just give a little smirk, or hey, we know what your dad's doing. I'm like, I'm fucking 10. Why are you talking to me like this?
I don't fucking know.
Right.
Yeah, but it would scare you.
Yeah.
For sure.
But my other point was, my thing with smokers, because to me, it's not the same as maybe coke or heroin.
Right.
Obviously not the same at all. But I'm saying addiction wise,
Right.
it's a different type of addiction, and because addiction causes certain behaviors. I have a roundabout way of making my points.
For sure.
But I don't understand, because I don't fuck around, dog. Like when I'm driving.
Yeah.
If it's late night or, what I'm saying, like certain hours,
Right.
cops are just waiting to catch somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how fucking a potter they can't fucking help lighting up in the car.
Okay.
I already got my stash spot for the whatever I use.
So, okay.
But that weed, you're putting yourself, you better be really confident about
Right.
staying quiet.
Now check this out. It's
And don't have warrants. That's the other tip. Don't have warrants,
Yeah,
because then they can search you.
Yes. And
That's a real easy tip right there.
there's levels to it, man. Like
When
to
your
the-
car smells like it, you're already gonna get a cop fucking riled
But
up.
check this out. Do you smoke cigarettes in your car?
No,
No.
I don't really smoke cigarettes. Dog. I smoke them
But
sometimes.
like people who smoke cigarettes, right?
Yeah, most of them do.
In the car. For me, because I get that, right? Like,
I'm just saying for the law.
No,
man.
but I get it though, because it is a law. Like you shouldn't smoke and drive, and like people get DWIs for this shit, right? But it's just like at a certain level, like you're not necessarily feeling like that psychoactive effect that you felt in the beginning, man, where you're fucking seeing,
I don't care about the psychoactive
Yeah,
effect.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about getting arrested.
Okay,
I don't give a fuck about psycho. I let my fucking friends that are trash drive me home.
I get what you,
I don't care about
With
that
all
part.
the drugs.
I don't care about that. I want to die. I'm just saying. I'm saying, why would you put yourself at risk if they pull you over? Because at 2 a.m. they don't give a fuck. They will pull. If you're the only car on the freeway, they're gonna pull you over.
You're not
There's a
wrong.
good chance.
You're not wrong.
And then, okay, if you're good, you get away with it. But if your car smells like weed,
You're fucked.
do you know what I'm saying?
I get
but
it.
they kind of.
I
I'm
get
still
it.
gonna light it up real
I
quick.
get it.
Like,
I get it.
okay.
It's just something we do, bro. I guess.
But
I don't know.
even
I think that's dumb.
Recreational states.
I'm
you
just saying, be
can't-
careful.
I know, yeah.
Wanna go to jail,
100%.
motherfuckers? Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%. She gets mad at me all the time. Not even gonna lie. She does.
I mean, if it's during the day, but I'm talking like 2 a.m.,
For sure. But still, don't.
I mean, do you party a lot? Do you go out a lot? You don't seem like you do.
I just
so you're lighting up during the day. You're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm talking like
I
I've
get
been
what
with
you're
friends that are like it's fucking after the bar, and they're
And
like,
they're
oh,
like-
they've got this blunt, and they're drunk on top of it.
No, see,
I don't
that's
care
not
about the
good.
safety part.
That's not
don't
good.
don't get it mixed up. I don't give a fuck about
I
that.
feel attacked.
I'm saying, like, why would you give another break one law at a time? Is my point. Like,
Right.
don't.
Nah,
Take it
go hard or
easy.
go home, fam.
Okay, go hard or go to jail. That's what it's gonna be. Because you know what I'm saying? That shit
Gang
smells,
shit.
man.
Gang shit,
the
It
lame shit.
smells. It smells.
It does.
You got some blow. If you got a
Smells
nice little hiding
fucking
spot and
good.
shit, you can hide it. Shh, I'm just saying, man. I don't understand it. Like
course
late
not.
night.
Good.
Shh,
I
chill
get
the
what
fuck
you're
out.
saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. They can't help it. That's why I related it to addiction, because addiction is like, I'm just gonna do it anyways. That's the mentality.
I mean, it is addictive.
No, for
Anything
sure
is
it's addictive.
But like anything's addictive.
For sure, it's addictive.
Anything's
My
addictive.
addiction is cheeseburgers, yeah.
I
You
think
know what I'm
that's
saying?
burgers today.
Because of the smell, it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
obvious that you're smoking in here.
For sure. Oh,
You know?
without question. The
So
whole-
that's like you're
the
just giving a
whole-
cop. The cop's gonna have this big smile when he smells like, oh, I got you now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just saying, you can't wait 15 minutes to get home and light up.
The thing is that they're lighting up and they're still getting home to light up.
I know that's the addiction part.
It is
Like,
the
holy
addiction
shit.
part. It is the addiction part.
You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
wrong, bro. You're not wrong. But education.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I'm just saying,
you
don't
know.
get popped over some dumb shit.
No,
you know?
without question. Don't.
I'm
be
not one to
stupid,
speak.
bro.
But that one's a big one because of the smell. That's all
Me
I'm saying.
too, man. No, for sure.
But during the day, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Take the chance. It's still not smart technically.
yeah, it's
but
not,
it's
it's
not as the percentages of being caught or
It's-
Like, you gotta be really dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at 2 a.m., you're the only car on the freeway, and you're looking, they're ashing out the window. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. You're somebody
scratch.
you want to go to jail. It looks like you want to go to jail.
Your other friends are throwing up outside the window.
Right.
If I'm driving none of that shit, I'll slap people. One time I had this dude, side story. He's a homie of mine. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he's a big motherfucker. He has a history of violence. He's fucked up a lot of people. He's got hands the size of lunch boxes, I'm driving, and in his other circles, Like people hang out with me when they want to do like even more bad things. You know what I mean? But I'm not like I'm like that outside friend where like I'm not part of their normal circle of friends.
Okay.
You're, the,
like,
call,
this
you're
guy-
the call friend.
Yeah, when I was younger, I was wilder. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna call this because I want to do crazy shit. Like you know what I mean? And so this guy, we're partying. Amongst his friends, he's intimidating. You know, he's intimidating to me too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But like they're afraid of him. You know what I'm saying? And then one time we're driving, and I had a 12-pack, and he's on the passenger side, and you know he's got the beers, and he's like about to pop one while we're driving. I was like, dude, no, like we're almost home.
Yeah,
like I don't do that shit in my car. I don't.
Just wait.
Don't drink in my like. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stupid. Don't even throw a cigarette butt out of my car. I don't.
Yeah.
You can smoke in my car if you have somewhere to put that shit. And I have little ashtrays for that reason.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, whatever. Because, you know, in his other group, they let him get away with murder. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, dude, we stop at a light, and he fucking cracks open the beer, dog.
Oh man.
And I'm like, it's a crossroads right there. You hit the fork in the road. It's like, dude, I turn around and I clock him in the fucking head. Excited. This is like a psychopath.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit him, I was like, oh, shit.
Shut up.
And he was like,
I thought you were going to say you made him get out. I was all, damn.
nah, fuck that. He wouldn't have gone out. He's crazy. He's crazy too. But punched him in the head, and then I thought he was gonna hit me.
Yeah.
And I can't fight back. And he was like, "Don't you ever hit me again." It's like, and in my head, I was like, "Oh, I got this motherfucker." But my point is, I don't play that shit in the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a quick check, phone check.
Yeah, like I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around in the car. I don't want to go to jail, dog.
No, for sure. That's not the wrong thing to do, though. It's not the wrong thing.
You know
to
what I
do,
mean?
man.
I'm just saying it goes back to what we were saying earlier about sometimes taking shit seriously, taking this world seriously, being advocates.
But you gotta have fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, like I said, it's a counterculture type of thing in my
It's a
eyes.
cool culture for sure. Growing culture.
It's a cool culture.
It is a cool culture.
He asked me, he pulls out 2 T-shirts. He said, which one do you want? And well, he had some other 15,000 thing he said, but I was like, give me the gay one.
Give me the gays.
It's got the rainbow colors on.
Oh yeah, it's dope.
And I'm sure it sounded homophobic because I just met him, but I was saying it in a positive way, like, I want the gay one.
Like the happy one.
Yeah.
Colorful.
No, the one that would make guys know that they can hook up with me.
Available.
Exactly.
That's a good shirt.
All right, shit, man. We're like at an hour and 15 minutes here.
Nice.
Let's just plug whatever you want to plug, man. Thank you, shout outs,
Okay, cool.
all that good shit.
So yeah, just I guess for everyone in El Paso or whoever's listening, just be on the lookout. Really try to get onto legalizeep.com. That's our website. We really want to start getting more people onto that, because with years to come, right? The cannabis industry is inevitable in Texas.
Oh, fuck
It's
yeah.
gonna be here, and we will be growing cannabis out here in El Paso, Texas, when the time comes. So with that, there's going to be all sorts of, dispensaries, all sorts of different businesses, all different sorts of opportunities. So, for people just wanting education and wanting to get plugged into, what's happening around El Paso, legalizeep.com. You don't have to look for me on Instagram. The website's there, and it'll be there, for a long time.
The website has the links to everything else.
Everything
Oh, yeah.
else,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. And it's a building website. It's growing, so it's only going to grow and continue to grow, really, man. So that, and I mean, I really don't, what else should I shout out, bro?
I feel like that puts a cap on it. That's
Yeah.
the hub. That's the headquarters.
Yeah.
The website.
Legalize EP, that's
But-
where everything's going to happen.
But they already got the point of it. Candace, any final words here?
No, thank you
For your
guys for
fans.
coming. Thank you guys for
yeah.
being here. Jesus, thank you for this episode, because this is my shit.
Oh yeah. I was like, you better come. You better show-
Oh, yeah.
She's been having some transportation problems with recent.
No
I was
worries.
like, you better show up. I don't
My mom
care.
died. Sorry.
Yeah, she got into a car accident. So.
Man.
And so we're waiting for that stimmy check. We're waiting for that.
Stimmy.
that income tax.
Stimmy vibes.
Valerie, say bye real quick.
Yeah. Come say bye. Come to the mic.
Do work. I have you. You look familiar. I finally figured it out. You do like a fitness thing.
I do. Well, I did bodybuilding last year.
Okay, that's what it was. I knew. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So promote the page just for me at least.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, and follow me on Instagram, Cloud9Val.
There you go. Boom.
She's the grower, man.
And she's a grower.
she's the
Muscles
head
and
grower.
weed.
Head grower,
I
exactly.
love weed and fitness.
Muscles, brains, and
There you
smoke
go.
a lot of weed.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, this is Sweet Jesus Radio. Thank you for playing.
Sweet Jesus Radio.